Counter-Narrative News brings you a news piece on the current finance capitalist crisis around the collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank, which is it's just the second largest bank ever in the US to face such a crisis. It made so much money, like the global capitalist ruling class have in the crises around the COVID pandemic. It made so many billions of profits that it didn't know what to do and where to invest. I mean, this has been the case for over a century with finance capital. It becomes parasitic, it becomes totally over capacity, and it can't find any avenues for actual positive, constructive investments in terms of what's actually useful for people, and it becomes totally an outdated and moribund system, to borrow the words in analysing finance, capital and imperialism from Lenin's book called Imperialism, the Highest Stage of Capitalism, which we'd encourage everyone to read. So really what happened was, because of the rise of the interest rates in the United States, the Silicon Valley Bank's assets they lose billions of dollars of worth, leading to withdrawal of their bonds from their investors, leading to a crisis, which then makes the whole general banking system and financial management system, which is the City of London and Wall Street, etc., and finance capital, makes it very jittery and nervous. So the US government stepped in to basically protect the fallout of that and the repercussions on that in terms of the new tech sector, of which the SVB bank is connected to in Britain as well, has been protected and has been protected by the far right Tory regime. This all indicates basically that not only is the system parasitic and moribund and just decadent totally, that the couple of dozen richest men on the planet hold more wealth than the entire 50% of the global population. That's the lower, quote unquote, lower 50%. For us, it's the higher. For us, the lower should be on top. The lower should be in rule in a socialistic sense, who can actually manage these economies in a socialist way much better. So it just indicates just the total outmoded system in which we are forced to live in. And going forward, these crises are going to continue again. We had a massive crash back in 2008. Of course, there's money from the global capitalist ruling classes to bail out the banks, but as they do so, they will dump us in further oppression and exploitation. So it's really important that people understand how these things operate and how they manifest in our immediate neighborhoods. And it manifests in the privatization of public assets, but especially here around housing. Housing is a major part of finance capital or financial management services. And we can see literally in our homes and in our immediate vicinities of our neighborhoods, how finance capital uses what should be a human right, i.e. the right to have decent shelter. It uses it for profit making, in so doing making our lives miserable, and then deploying arms of the state, the judiciary and very much the police, to terrorize us so we don't unite and discuss our problems and try to find solutions through struggle and resistance. Many thanks.